Hello students, today we are going to learn about the lymphatic system. So what is the lymphatic system? So a lymph, a fluid that contains the white blood cells which defends against the germs. So the lymph is one type of fluid which has white blood cells, right, which protect our body from disease. Now the lymph vessels. So the vessels which carry the lymph within the body, it's called lymph vessels, right? So the vessels which transport the lymph in our body, it's called lymph vessels. Now the lymph nodes, glands found throughout the lymph vessels along with your spleen. These nodes are where the white blood cells fight the infection. So the nodes are the place where the WBC cell is found against the infection, right? Now you can see in the picture there is a lymph vessels and lymph nodes is there. Now the lymphatic system consists of different structures, that is lymph, then vessels, then lymph nodes, nodules, tonsils, spleen, thymus gland and bone marrow. So these are the components, we can say components of the lymphatic system. Now functions. So this system is protects our body from the foreign material. Foreign material, that means antigen, right? Then assist in the circulation of the body fluid between the cell and the blood cells. Then transport the dietary fat. It's also help in the transportation of some fat. Now lymph. So the lymph is one of the tissue fluid, right? As we see previous, which contain the WBC, which fight against the infections. Enters the nodes through the afferent lymphatic vessels. Flow through nodes in one direction. The lymph is flow in the one direction, right? Then the flow through the sinus. It's flow by the sinus in the lymph node cortex and then in the medulla. These are two types we will see later. Then exit the lymph node through the afferent lymphatic vessels and must be returned to the bloodstream to maintain the blood volume and pressure. So whatever the fluid flow within the vessels is returned to the blood. So the blood volume and pressure is maintained. Now the lymphatic capillaries, microscopic close-ended vessels. The capillary is very microscopic structure and it is located next to the blood capillaries, right, in the tissue spaces. So lymph capillaries and blood capillaries are nearby, right, located. Then large diameter than the blood capillary. Then are very permeable and collect the tissue fluid and protect. What the capillary did, it's did the collection of the fluid and the proteins, right, and merge to lymphatic vessels. Capillary is going to merge with the lymphatic vessels which are large. Now the lymph vessels resemble veins but have the thinner walls and the more valves. Vessels are very thin and contain the more valves. End of the epithelial cells overlap, act as a one-way valve, allowing the intestinal fluid to flow in but not out. So lymph vessels is allow the intestinal fluid to flow in the lymph vessels, but this fluid is not able to coming out. Okay, and it's attached surrounding the tissue by the filaments. No pump of lymph. Lymph is kept moving by how the lymph is one type of fluid, right? So how it's moving, so it's moved by the movement. So which type of movement? So the constriction of the vessels, then skeletal muscles pump and the respiratory pump. So these three is made for the movement of the lymph within the body. At the intervals along the vessels, lymph flow into the lymph nodes. Then the lymph is flow into the nodes and the lymphatic vessels unite to form the lymphatic trunk. Like so lymph trunk. So the lymph trunk is nothing but is the collection of the lymph vessels, right? When the lymph vessel is collected together, it's form the lymph trunk by which the lymph is carried out, or we can say that it's a circulate within the body. Empty the lymph into the lymphatic duct. So when the lymph is coming to the trunk, then it's then it is empty into the lymphatic duct. So now what is the lymphatic duct? So lymphatic duct is the lymph, right, empty into the two conduction duct. So the lymphatic ducts are two, thoracic and the right lymphatic duct. Thoracic duct is also known as the left lymphatic duct. So basically two right and left lymphatic duct, right? Lymph from this duct enters to the bloodstream via the left subcranial vein and the right subcranial vein. You can see in the picture, right, this is the right lymphatic duct into the right subclavicle vein and entrance of thoracic duct into the left subcranial vein. Okay, now and this is the thoracic duct. Okay, now first one is thoracic duct or left lymphatic duct. So it's about 15 to 18 centimeter in sorry, it is in the length, or in, if we want to say in centimeter, then it is 38 to 45, and it is the main connecting duct of the lymphatic system because it receives the lymph from the lower body and upper left quarter. Okay, then empty into the left subcranial vein. Okay, so it's all about the left lymphatic duct. Now right, so it's about 0.5 inches in the length, and in centimeter we can say about 1.5 centimeter in length, and it's received lump from the upper right quarter, where right lymphatic duct is received from upper right quarter and left thoracic is received from the lower body and upper left quarter. Okay, so this is the different receive place of these two duct. Then empties into the right subclavian vein. Now coming to lymph node. So it's a overall a bean shape, right? And lymph node is nothing but is the mass of the lymphatic tissue, okay, which is help in defense against the disease, right? And here the WBC is formed. Now the located along length of the lymphatic vessels, right? And it is present throughout the body in the cluster form. Now nodes, so covered by the capsule, then contain the capsular extension called tubercles, then internal to capsular are reticular fibers and fibroblasts. This is the important that lymph node has a two main reason, that is cortex and medulla. So these are the two important reason of the lymph nodes, right? You can see in the picture, this is the cortex and this is the medullary sinus and or we can say the medulla region, right? So this is the cortex. Okay, so you can see in the picture easily these two region, cortex and the medulla. Now the first one, so it's the cortex. So the cortex is the outer region directly beneath the capsule. As we see in this picture, this is the outer part, right? Outer region. Then contain decently packed lymphocytes and arranged in the mass called the follicles. So in the cortex, the lymphocyte is present. Outer ring of the follicle contain T cells, macrophages and follicular dendritic cell. So basically cortex contain follicles, then T cells, then macrophages and follicular dendrites, which is important for defense against the infection or any illness. Now the medulla, so it, as we know, it is the inner region. The lymphocytes are arranged in these strands called medullary cords, contain the macrophages and plasma cells. Now coming to major lymph nodes. So there are mainly four major lymph nodes: cervical, axillary, inguinal and mesenteric. So first one is cervical. So it's located in the neck area, filter lymph from head and neck. As it is located in the neck, so it's of course is it's filter the lymph from the head and neck area. Then axillary, located in the armpits and filter the lymph from hand, arms and wrist. Inguinal, located in a groin area, filter the lymph from the extremities, external genital organs. Okay. Then mesenteric, located in the abdominal peritoneum, and its control and add in infection control after the abdominal surgery and filter the lymph from the abdominal cavity. Now coming, so the spleen is the largest lymphatic organ. You can see here, this is the spleen. Okay, so it's located in the upper left abdominal quarter. So it is the upper left abdominal quarter, right? And between the fundus and stomach, see the stomach is here, and the fundus and the diaphragm. So it's 2 to 3 and each wide and 5 to 6 each long, then resemble a large lymph nodes and filter the blood. Now the structure of the spleen, you can see in the picture, this is the structure of the spleen. Okay, so we will see about this part. So first one is capsule, covering of dense connective tissue. So it is the covering of dense connective tissue. You can see here, this is the capsule. Then hilum. So, depression on the medial surface, nerves and arteries enter the spleen, veins and lymphatic vessels exist. Okay, from these parts, the spleen, veins and lymphatic vessels is exit. Then, trabecule, extension of the capsule from the participants within the spleen. Then, pulp. So, pulp is nothing but it is the tissue inside the plug, and it is divided into red and white. Okay, so first one is the white. So the white plug is nothing but it is consists of lymphatic tissue, and mostly the lymphocytes arrange around the central arteries. Okay, so in the white plug the lymphatic tissue is there. Then in the red pulp, venous sinus filled with the blood, cord of splenic tissue, and it consists the RBC, macrophages, lymphocytes, and plasma cells and granulocytes. Now, what is the function of the spleen? So, the main function is to phagocytosis of bacteria. That means engulf of the bacteria, right? And burn out or damage of the red blood cells and platelets. And then store and release blood in a time of demand. It also helps in the storage and release of the blood. Like when the hemorrhage condition or any other condition, critical condition is there, then the spleen is release the blood. Right? Then function in the immunity. It's also provide the function. It's also provide the immune protection as a site of B cells. Then does not filter the lymph because it has no afferent lymphatic vessels or the lymph sinus. Now the thymus gland. So thymus gland is a two-lobe organ. You can see here in the picture, this is the thymus gland, which is located in the upper part of the chest. This is the upper part of the chest along the trachea, and inferior to the thyroid gland and posterior to sternum. So this is all about the location of the thymus gland. Then this is the largest and most active during the prenatal period and infancy. Okay, so in this period, this is the most active gland. After the puberty, it decreases in the size, right? Then composed of the lymphatic tissue divided into two lobules. Immature T cells originated in the bone marrow migrate to the thymus via blood. So when the bone marrow generates the T cells, it's transport to the thymus gland, and then the cell is developed into the mature T cells, right? So this is the place where the T cell is mature, and then it is released into the circulation. Thymic hormone aid in the maturation of T cells. So why the T cell is mature? Because of thymic hormone. Mature T cells travel to, then when mature T cells is circulated, it travels to lymph nodes, then spleen, and diffuse the lymphatic tissue where they reside. So it is responsible for said mediated immune response. So it's all about the lymphatic system and its structure, and spleen and the thymus, right? So here we are completed the lymphatic system. Thank you.